In 1963, I enlisted in the Air Force. I enlisted in the Air Force because I didn't want to be drafted by the Army. I think part of it was that during World War II, my dad had been in the Army Air Corps, is what they called it. It was the Air Force. And he was an airplane mechanic. I thought, well, maybe I'd like doing that. Well, as it turned out, they needed jet engine mechanics. In September of '63, I went to Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas for basic training. And then to Amarillo, Texas for tech school to become a jet engine mechanic. And then I got orders to go to Vietnam. And I was sent TDY to Clovis, New Mexico to train on J-57 engines, which is what they used over in Vietnam on F-106s. So when I got to Vietnam in September of 1966, I flew into Saigon, which is now Ho Chi Minh City. They put us on a bus, a blue Air Force bus with windows that they had screens and bars on them to keep people from throwing in grenades or whatever into the bus. We're driving along doing about 55, and the roads are fairly narrow, just a two-lane road really, and they don't have lines in them. And there's people walking along the roads and whatnot. And this one time we were right over against, because we were meeting this truck. And this Papasan, this old Papasan, is walking along the road. And the bus driver is honking his horn because he's got no place to go. He can't go any closer because there's a big truck coming to meet him. Can't go towards the center and he doesn't want to slow down. So he honks his horn, and this Papasan, instead of just moving, he stops and turns. And about the time he gets turned around, smack, the mirror on the bus hits him, knocks him flying. What do we do, I mean, the guy right in front of me is saying, no, you got to stop. He says, the bus driver says, we don't stop. We just kept going. We just keep going. And that's when I'm thinking to myself, what kind of place have I landed in? You don't know if there's enemy around there. You don't know. There had been so many cases of things happening where people supposedly were friendly, and you treated them as friendly, and people wound up getting shot by somebody that they thought was friendly, that they decided they were going to not take the chance that they were or they weren't. They just weren't going to stop. The only time you stop is when you have no choice, if there's an accident or something. But you don't stand around waiting for the police to show up or anything like that, even in that situation. If there's nobody hurt, you quickly move on. And that's the way it was explained to us when we got there. But it was kind of a rude awakening for me to realize just how things were that quickly. I wasn't in Kansas anymore, as they say.